I don't know if this is a W or an L for kid. I'm on the fence with this one. Okay, One Piece chapter 1040. Falling on deaf ears. All right, I'm gonna start off by saying this. The OP no Mi is confirmed the best devil fruit in the series. Law's bag is endless. It's endless. All right, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. This chapter, I'm not sure how to feel. Let's go through some of the events that happened, then I'll break down or try to break down how I'm feeling right now, because I just read the chapter and it's okay. Let's go through it. So Big Mom gets hit by Damned Punk, right? And the name still growing on me, Damned Punk. I get it, but it gets hit by Damned Punk. And to her credit, that is not enough to put her down. And I guess this is why the Yonko are the Yonko. It takes a lot to put them down. Even though I think she may have been, again, underestimating Kid in Law towards the very end again, and she may have been bluffing as well. Some bluff in there. The kid slander today is coming from the point that Big Mom made that the attack is tickling her. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. Something I was also thinking about, when Big Mom takes people's lifespans, like she takes 50 years, like she was saying for Kid in Law, does it add to hers? Can she then live 50 years? But then with the lifespan thing, I guess it's your natural life, supposedly, right? So it's so supernatural because this lifespan thing, it knows how much your lifespan is, so it drains just enough. It's a weird concept, but really deep when you think about it. I'm going off the deep end for sure. All right, let's get back to the chapter. Big Mom, she's using Soul Pocus, and Soul Pocus, from what we remember, you have to be afraid of her for it to work. So Soul Pocus, this time she uses life or slave. And a lot of the beast pirates, they're reacting to it. Their souls are going into Big Mom. They're saying, well, she doesn't look like she's at death's door like we previously thought, which is, I mean, she's incredible. I skipped over the kid point about him tickling Big Mom. Again, it's tricky. I don't think it's meant to slight Kid. That's not what Oda's intention here, like saying Big Mom is being tickled by this. I think the whole purpose of this is to hype Big Mom, right? Just continue this facade. For Kid, it's a weird one. I'm not really sure how to feel typically with his things, because expectations versus reality, it's a tough thing because it's hard to live up to those expectations we placed on him. But we should have seen this coming. There were caveats with his bounty, right? All that stuff back then. Not to take away from anything he's done now or he's doing now. It's just hard to live up to Luffy and Law when they're going crazy like they are. Like Law just basically copied an entire devil fruit ability. And Law can do everything Kid can do with his devil fruit. So something they pointed out again with Soul Pocus, Kid and Law, they aren't scared of Big Mom, right? So it's not working on them. She's not taking their souls, which was always a very interesting thing that we talked about, saying, hey, well, this is a very amazing ability, but if you're not scared of Big Mom, it's just not gonna work, right? You can just stand up to Big Mom, but that's just one aspect of fighting Big Mom, right? That's something you also have to deal with. But what makes her scary is that naturally, how imposing she is, how physically strong she is, how physically tough she is. Even if going into it, you're not scared of her, as the fight goes on, you may become intimidated. Soul Pocus. Now she got you hung up upside down and you're a slave doing crazy things to her you probably shouldn't be doing. Kid and Law didn't fall for it. They're at the point where, you know, and I've been seeing some qualms where people have issues with how Kid and Law have been standing up to Big Mom for so long, saying, didn't they have a limit on their awakening? Did they not say their awakening would be, if they use it, they'll be near death's door, or they wouldn't be able to last that long? They've lasted quite a long time. But I gotta say this, right? Have you guys ever been in a situation, right, where you're like, I got one more in me, and the situation is I don't know, a basketball game or something, and you see you got one more game in you. All of a sudden you play 3 more games. Is that bullshit? Or did you feel like you had one more game in you, then you just end up playing 3 more games, right? You push past your perceived limit. I don't think it's that crazy at all that they're doing more than they said they could. We expected that. Once Big Mom was not put down by the first attacks using their awakening, was like, well, they got to do some more stuff, right? Like they technically can't lose, or Big Mom has to be taken out in a different way. So I don't think that's an issue at all. Personally, I don't find that to be an issue. How many times in One Piece do we see people push past their perceived limits where we thought, oh man, it's over, it's done, and they end up fighting for another 10, 15, 20. That's much ado about nothing. I do like the mindset here that they're looking at Big Mom as everything she's doing is because of desperation. She knows she's about to lose, so she's pulling out all the stops. She's saying these things. And I think it's reflected by the things she said as she fell as well. I think it's super raw that Kid not only gave her another damned punk, but Law disposed of Hera. I'm assuming that's probably radio knife, but for him to use the same technique as Corazon to cancel out her sound so she can't shriek as she was and try to steal away people's souls. The technique is called our room. I'm like, is this the recording room? To make it quiet? Like, what's going on? But this is my theory with Big Mom and her falling. I think she was talking shit because she was about to fall. So her getting the souls back, I think that's typically how she gets out of things. She just takes other people's souls. So she's like talking all this shit. Oh, this doesn't affect me. This tickles me, to intimidate them. Because if you use your best attack and it doesn't work, then at that point you're a bit afraid, right? Because they're like, okay, there's no way we can overcome this. And any fear, it does make her stronger, which is a very unique and clever way Oda tied that in, but it didn't fall for it. They didn't. And Big Mom, you saw how easily she got put down by the next one because it didn't tickle her. It did more than that, but she was trying to intimidate them. That's how I was looking at it, right? This is the fitting end for Big Mom. We all thought she was going to get put down in some way, get defeated, but not killed because, I mean, that's just not One Piece. Her getting put down and falling in silence while thinking back and after her defeat blaming Roger, right? Where look at the timeline. She went from saying that these people a speck of sand. She called Luffy a speck of sand. Now she's looking at the supernova like, Roger, you're the reason why this happened. You had to go and start this damn era. Oda has clarified that technically Big Mom is from the previous era. Kaido and Shanks are from this era, right? Big Mom and Whitebeard, the old era. Kaido and Shanks are kind of new age. Remember, Kaido was an apprentice on the Rocks crew. So for Big Mom, the words she said, I think they're really significant and important. Big Mom went from acting like this was their era and they've been controlling this era with an iron fist with no problem to almost a burden. Like Roger created a problem for the stronger pirates because he created a runway for a lot of upstarts to come in and try to make a name for themselves. So as one of the top guys or gals, it was difficult to maintain this power or even this control. And it's like, that's not the narrative that you were spinning earlier. You were saying that you've taken out many people like the supernova before, which you probably have. But now you're being defeated. You can't start talking shit saying, Roger, that's your fault. Now you left us with this responsibility. No, bro. You got your ass whooped and that's it. You got to just take the L, Big Mom, because at this point, it is what it is. It does reek of desperation. And I think this entire chapter feels like desperation from Big Mom in all aspects. Like she knows she was going down. She was reaching for everything. Soul because she got to the point she's blaming a dead man. She's blaming Roger for the great pirate era that she was basically saying that she controlled, and she rid the world of a lot of upstarts before. So what? It seemed like the Kazembo went with Big Mom, and that's what created that insane explosion. We did get some smaller characters. We see Hiyori and Orochi, they're still just there. Zoro seems to be falling. Not sure what's going on with him. I want to see if he's defeated the Grim Reaper yet. This chapter confirmed, though, it's not Brook. It's not Brook. The person that went, it's not Brook, okay? It confirmed that it is not Brook. Brook is still running away with Nico Robin. He's nowhere near Zoro from what we can tell. It is not Brook, as I was hoping for. So it's definitely something within his subconscious that he is fighting against. Can't wait to get more with that, right? It looked like Raizo got the dub. Looked like his resolve was, a lot more than Fukurokoju. He fell. He's like, he needs water. He fell. Raizo is still standing tall, but again, experiences, right? Someone folded. Under pressure, Raizo, I guess, stood with Odin for the most part, and he's been through that. Even though he wasn't in the pot, he was with Odin. So different experiences, different people, they react to different circumstances differently. So that was the perfect way to, I guess, show the difference in the impact of the decisions they made. That was good. That was really good. It is confirmed, though. This chapter confirmed that Big Mom is done, or at least defeated for right now. She's not done, but she's defeated for right now. I think Big Mom goes to Elbaf as well. I think she does. As crazy as it is, for 3 straight arcs, we will have Big Mom, because she's not going to get killed. She's defeated for right now. Chapter ends off with Yamato and Momonosuke. They get into some crazy talk, which every time Jory Boy is brought up, is crazy talk. And they talk about Odin's journal. And of course, Yamato's read Odin's journal, so Momonosuke bringing up Odin's journal and bringing up Zunisha, she remembers instantly. You talking about that elephant from the journal? He's like, yeah. And then Momonosuke drops a bomb. Apparently, Zunisha was Joy Boy's companion, and it committed a serious crime 800 years ago, Void Century time. Which is weird because it says Zunisha's been walking for over 1,000 years. So we gotta wait and see with that. What? When I think of serious crimes, I think of people who haven't subscribed to this channel. You know we weren't gonna end without dropping that. Subscribe to the channel, all right? you got this far, you gotta subscribe, drop a like, turn on post notifications, all that good stuff. But seriously, we gotta talk about Joy Boy a little more. We're on break next week, so that's unfortunate. But the Joy Boy stuff, this was stated before that he was sentenced to walk, right? We knew that, but him being a companion of Joy Boy's, that it adds so much more context. It's just something small, but it adds a lot of context. Tomorrow, I'll break that down with Joy Boy, what that could possibly mean, because when you're adding in a companion of Joy Boy, and the fact that Yamato knows this, Roger read about this means this is all the story. Why did Roger laugh at this? Is it just the irony of it? I don't know. I gotta sit with this chapter before I give it an actual rating. It was an enjoyable read. Not as good as last chapter, I'll say that. Not as enjoyable for me, at least. Law is still just cool as hell. And Kid, damned Punk did a lot more damage than people are willing to give it credit for based on Big Mom's dialogue, but I think she's friend. I don't think she's being dead ass at all. I think she's on some bullshit. I think she was definitely on some shit like, I'm about to be defeated, I'm gonna try to scare these little niggas, and then after I scare these little niggas, I'm gonna use Soul Pocus, and then I'm gonna get my power back, because she had no more power left, bro. That's why she was using Soul Pocus. That was like her last resort. Oh God. All right. All right, y'all. Give me your thoughts. Let me know how you feel about the chapter. Make sure to like the video if you did. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Follow me on Twitter at BroggerDAce. Follow me on Instagram at BroggerD.Ace. Thank you to my patrons. I appreciate you guys all so much. Again, guys, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
I start doubting me, I felt lost.